All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we're going to start off by giving all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Yahweh
Shai,
Shai,
Ba'ashem,
Rakakwadash.
V'Kakwadash.
Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the hopeful elect brothers out there pushing this truth. And with all diligence and sincerity, bringing out this truth to the brothers that's waking up and to the few sisters that's waking up. Now, this lesson is it's going to be a very basic lesson. But it needs to be, in these times especially. And, Jake needs to get out of that soft mentality, man. You need to gird your loins up as a man in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, And this is just going to be on long hair, locks, things like that. And the whole Nazarite vow, and really, it's all really for the Lord, man. This whole thing that we're doing is for the Lord. You don't want to do something for to look like you're making something a boast of yourself, when it's not of that, But just to get it going, get this scripture in 1 Corinthians.
This 1 Corinthians 11 and 14. Does not even nature itself teach you that if a man have long hair, it is a shame unto him?
And that's very simple to understand, man. That no, we're not to have long hair. Why would you want to have hair like a woman, man? And even when we had it in the ancient world, when somebody would take the Nazarite vow, Jake still had to cut their hair for, even said that Absalom had to pull his hair once a year, and Jake still has to drink the wine for Passover once you bless it, so you have to cut your hair. So if you want to bring that into play, but as far as the whole Nazarite vow, that was hardly kept in the ancient world. Why would you be able to keep it in the place of uncleanness, man?
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention half the Jakes to be saying that still be getting lineups. You're not supposed to even put a razor to your head. Well, a lineup, that's ultimately going off, but that's still cutting parts of the hair. You're not supposed to cut anything that's on your body. You're not supposed to shave any hairs that grow on you. But going into the whole Nazarite vow thing, yeah, but you just through the law, it says that you're not supposed to have even a razor touch your head, as far as being a Nazarite, and the scripture says that, well, here it is. This is Leviticus 19:27, and this is for all of the men of Yashar. It says, "You shall not round the corners of your heads, neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard." And that goes into aligning and in shaving the beard. So that's just for the average Jake, but the Nazarite had a little bit more added to them, where they weren't supposed to cut any parts of their head, unless they had broken the vow. Then they would shave their whole head. They would shave it down because that's a sign of mourning. That's a sign of being ashamed. When you have your beard shaven, or if you have a bald head, those are signs of that you've been cursed, or you're in mourning, that you've been brought to a lower state. This is Sirach 23 verse 12. It says, "There is a word that is clothed about with death. The Most High grant that it be not found in the heritage of Jacob. For all such things shall be far from the godly, and they shall not wallow in their sins." So it's saying that basically this thing would be a sin if you were to take something upon you and not be able to keep it. It says, "Use not thy mouth to intemperate swearing, for therein is the word of sin." In which Jake don't look at it like that, because they don't keep the law at all. Most of you that claim to be in the fold, you don't understand it. I say it like that. Maybe you don't understand it. But as far as being a Nazarite, you were expected to keep that. Why would you try to keep something that you know you can't keep, let alone in your oppressor's land, man? You got something?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, come on, go ahead.
This is James chapter 5, verse 12. But above all things, my brethren, swear not, neither by heaven, neither by earth, neither by any other oath, but let your yea be yea, and your nay, nay, lest ye fall into condemnation.
And this is an actual man that was a Nazarite. That was Paul, man. Well, that's James right there.
Yeah, that's
But
James.
The other one with Corinthians is was Paul speaking. You know, as far as not having long hair, and he had ended up breaking the vow and had to shave his head. So why even take it up? You know, James says, "Swear not." Yahushua also says, "Swear not, neither by heaven nor by the hairs upon your head, man." You know, swear not neither by heaven nor by earth, because you're not able to make a.
You don't have the power of life and death.
Yeah, it's that.
Well,
But he said, it's another part where he said, that basically you have no power to even add a cubit to your stature, or to
count the hairs on your head.
to even count the hairs upon your head.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have any power. You don't have any control, really. So why would you suffer yourself to go to a place to fall? You know,
right?
But Jake don't think of it like that. Well, as long as I did it, because this is the retarded world we were raised up in, for one, and also Jake was doing that shit back in the ancient world. So it's just the spirits coming back with a better excuse in this lifetime, which it really isn't a good excuse at all. But this is Ecclesiastes 5:4. It says, "When thou vowest a vow unto the Most High, defer not to pay it, for he hath no pleasure in fools." So the Lord is saying you're a fool, you know, thinking that you're gonna be able to pay something that you know you can't pay, man. Mm-hmm. You know, if you vow something to the Lord, you're expected to fulfill it. But here it is, you can't fulfill that in this land, man. It says, "Pay that which thou hast vowed," man. It says, "Better it is that thou shouldest not vow than thou shouldest vow and not pay." You know, so that long hair doctrine, man, it's played out, man. Jake wanna come into the truth and get all natty and shit, and not present themselves a certain way. Coming in the truth doesn't mean, just because you grow a beard doesn't mean that you're a dirty man. A beard actually is a thing for a real gentleman, man. You know,
Legendary.
Well, I'm not gonna say gentleman because a man isn't really gentle, but what people would a prestigious man, you know, a real man, a elder, somebody that people would want to look up to, man. That's what a beard is a sign of, you know, and it doesn't come with long ass dreads or anything like that. With the dreads things, that's ultimately off, and we're gonna get on that too, because Samson had braids, you know.
And then on top of that, you could just say like Goldilocks. Goldilocks, did they have dreads?
Right.
Goldilocks. You know what I'm saying? It's just curl. What's it?
It's a coil of a hair.
Coil of the hair.
It's curls. It's sometimes it could be hair, but you know the Hebrew word for it, you have different words for locks. Sometimes it just means regular hair, and sometimes it means braids, but not one of them means dreadlocks.
Right. You know? And then the scripture says that not to follow the ways of the heathen, and that's Elam stuff. The East, so-called East Indians. Dang, I forgot what it's called, man. Them doing that.
Shivalatas? The Shivalatas?
It's something. Some bugged out stuff that I don't care about, but because I remember that got on me before the truth, man. I was about to grow locks, you know what I'm saying? And you know, my dad, when I was under his roof, Pops was like, "Hell no, you ain't got no goddamn locks." Like, what is wrong with you? They dirty as hell and don't get cleaned thoroughly. I don't care what they say, this or that.
And that was before the truth, right?
Yeah. Not spiritual.
That's cold, because it's an unclean thing, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's unclean. You know? That's not of our heritage.
Right.
Yeah, it's called Shiva Latas, because Shiva, you know, in that madness that they follow, their false god. Yeah. Which they you know, essentially those their gods are supposed to be somewhat resembling off of Jake, or somebody that's really black, you know, because that's the reason why they would have the blue skin. But that still is not of our heritage, man. That's not what the Lord had us doing in the ancient world, or desire for us to do when we came out of Egypt, man. You know. But this is a young man in the book of Samuel that had long hair, and let's see where it got him. You know, well, I'm not saying that's the reason why he was going off. His ass is going off, and he just happened to have long hair. Not saying that you're just wicked for having long hair, but shit, if you don't cut it, you heard these words, and you know you're not supposed to have long hair, then yeah, you are wicked. It means you're rebellious. It's a 2 Samuel chapter 18, verse 9. And it says, and Absalom met the servants of David, and Absalom rode upon a mule, and the mule went under the thick boughs of a great oak, and his head was caught hold of the oak, and he was taken up between the heaven and the earth. I mean, he was hanging, he was basically hanging in the sky through the tree, he was hanging by his head, feet off the ground, and the mule that was under him went away. And a certain man saw it and told Joab and said, "Behold, I saw Absalom hanged in an oak tree." It's like in an oak. And I'm gonna skip on down. I'm gonna read this part right here. It says, "And Joab said unto the man that told him, And behold, thou sawest him, and why didst thou not smite him there to the ground? And I would have given thee 10 shekels of silver in a girdle." And the man said unto Joab, "Though I should receive 1,000 shekels of silver in mine hand, yet would I not put forth mine hand against the king's son. For in our hearing the king charged thee and Abishai and Ittai, saying, Beware that none touch the young man Absalom. Otherwise, I would have wrought falsehood against my own life." That's the reason why he didn't have that. But just so you get the understanding of the story, if you read the rest, Absalom, of course, gets killed, but he had long hair, and it didn't profit him in a time of war when he was warring against his father, and against his father's bands, man, And ultimately, the Lord had it set up for that man to go out because he was going off and being a wicked man. But at the same time, just getting the understanding of the story, you in war, it's easy to get caught up by the head in war, man. It's easy for somebody to take you by the hair and grab it and pull it in all kinds of fights. Every time somebody get in a fight, the first thing somebody has hair, they go for their hair.
Watch the females do it.
They do it all the time.
And then on top of that, why you think when you enter the military, the first thing they do is cut your hair? You know what I'm saying? It's an old war tactic. Wherever the head goes, the body follows. So if they grab your hair, handful of hair, it's over with.
That's right. And ultimately, the scriptures say, hey, it shouldn't take 1,000 scriptures for Jake to get it. Because he wouldn't say, I need more than one precept for that. Well, we'll give you the precepts. And we just did. And we got a few more we're going to get out, Lord willing, before we end this lesson. But the Lord simply said, just don't do it.
Right.
That's why the Lord said in the book of Job, man, yeah, the Most High speaks once, twice, yet man perceiveth it not. Lord, the Lord is still keep on speaking to Jake, and they still just will be rebellious as fuck. Like, goddamn, why? It's simple as hell understanding the name of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, he said that, okay? It's simple to understand that we don't eat pork. Simple to understand we ain't supposed to have long hair. Or to be a homosexual. But Jake still needs 1,000 reasons to not do it when the Lord just simply said, don't do it.
Right. And then on top of that, when the Lord just tell you one time and you ain't trying to perceive it and understand it, and you say, "Oh, give me all these scriptures," and as soon as we give it to you, if you still not understanding, you just made your judgment even worse, because now you've thoroughly got all them precepts on it, and you still didn't listen. Prideful, man.
This is Ezekiel chapter 44, verse 20. And, this is talking about the priest, but at the same time, are we not the priests, man? To bring back that temple of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. The tabernacles of David. It says, neither shall they shave their heads, nor suffer their locks to grow long. They shall only poll their heads. I mean, you're going to keep it at an even level, man. Which is, it's manly. Even as a young man, all that hair on the little kid's head don't look good. It doesn't look manly. It makes them look more wild. And shit, a lot of these nigga women, they do that. They first, the first keys to knowing that it's probably not a father in the picture is if, she got him all dressed up nice and he got long ass hair, man. The little kids always got long hair. The mama don't never do nothing to it. It ain't nothing for her to take the kid to a barbershop and cut it. And it ain't like she ain't got the money. They just, he's so cute. They like having little girlish boys, man. You know, I think the Most High did my mom and have us raised up like that. That was heathenistic looking, man. That was basically, it looked like you was a wild kid, like you didn't really have home training. Which is funny. Not saying that you bad for having braids, but I did notice that most of the kids that I grew up with, they was bad as hell when I was little. They had long hair. Shit. There's a lot of little Judites bad as fuck in class, and they did have long hair, you know, because that's ultimately a sign that there's no type of, you know, manhood or authority around. Because a man don't do no shit like that, man. Really, you know. Nothing against, you know, a brother having an even head of braids, you know, even level head of braids either. That's our custom. But at the same time, Jake didn't have that long ass hair, man. And get that in well, we ain't gotta get the scripture. That's we touched up on it. Samson had braids, man. He had plait braids as it was mentioned in the scriptures. When you look up that word for locks, it's plait, which is a braid. And even then, his vow wasn't to have long hair. His vow was to Yahweh Shemi Shai, you know, because the angel of the Lord came and told his parents to do that for that reason, man. Certain things that the Lord has in the order. If I'm not mistaken, I would like to say that I think they did the same thing with John the Baptist. I'm not sure if he was a Nazarite, but I think he might have been too. I think that might have been mentioned, but whole point is it's certain things that the Lord wants a certain way. And even with that, you know, once again, we're in the land of our captivity, and America is very defiled. Half the food that you're eating is unclean, even if you're eating clean.
So all our food.
Yeah, well, yeah, all our food, because it says it in the scripture.
Yep.
But we're not gonna beat the dead horse. It says, hey, it's a word that's in Jacob. It's best not to do it. That swearing thing, that's what swearing is. That's what real truthful swearing is to make an oath. When you make an oath and you don't fulfill it, you didn't just committed sin. You didn't broke it. So what was the point of doing it? If you was gonna break it, it says go not into a way where thou shouldest fall, man. You know you're gonna fall, and yet you're gonna do it anyway. Well, at least I did it, and you look like a jackass now. But you know, this is just a straight to the point lesson, not anything to go on very much longer. Just understand the times we come in at that long hair is really unprofitable to have, man. But with that, gonna go ahead and end it off and give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakadash, Shalom, and the Bible Ball.
And don't take that RFID chip.